welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are going to work with a stamp set from the annual catalogue, which is this little piggy, which I absolutely love. And we're working with this image, but it's got Hogs and Kisses on the bottom. Now, this is the stamp, and you can see you've got the Hogs and Kisses in the bottom. I don't want this. I want this to come off so you can't see it at all. Now, there are different ways of doing this. However, if you have a piece of window sheet, you can use that. But what I use is I've got the Stamp-a-majig, and the sheet from the Stamp-a-majig I use to get things straight. So if you line this up in the corner like this, I've got my card in on the bottom, which is just a standard card, and I put the pig where I think it's going to go, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to put it where I think it needs to be. I'm then going to pick it up and then just ink this up. Just take that stamp out of the way so it's not in the way. And put that down like that. You can then see it's exactly where I want it. So the Hogs and Kisses are coming out of the bottom. And the alignment of the pig is exactly where I want it. So I can then take that off, put the magnet down, and I know that it's going to be positioned exactly where I want. So let's do this little row of piggies. And you want to just stamp it on. Oh, I've missed his little tail out. Let's just get his little tail up at the top. There we go. And then I have done a mask out of copy paper. Do it in copy paper because copy paper is very thin. And so when you line it up, it's not going to go across and give you those ridges. Now, you can stick it down if you want, but because we're just hinging it, you don't need to. And then we can just work it along, moving the little mask as we go, lining him up again. Only really needs to be lined up with his little nose at the front. Oh, says me, getting black bits all over it. Never mind. Let's hinge it down again. One. Once he's coloured in, you won't notice that. Might be a little muddy pig this time. And take the mask up again, just pop that down in on there, ink it up, move your hinge down one again, and there you've got your piggy. And 4 of them fit in absolutely perfect on this one. So you have your 4 little piggies in a little row that you can then colour in however you want. You can use our Stampin' Right markers, you can use our blends, you can use the aqua painter and ink pads, however you prefer colouring it in. We have lots and lots of different colouring mediums and it's really down to you. So that would be our little piggies. Now, I want to put a sentiment on here. Now, with this the Stamp-a-majig, it is, or the sheet on here, it's very easy to just wipe it off. And as I say, you can use, which I'll show you in a minute, you can use just standard window sheet. So if you've got a piece of window sheet, you can again line up where you want your words with a piece of window sheet. I find the window sheet is a little bit flimsy, and so I like something that's a little bit sturdier. So that's why I prefer using our the Stamp-a-majig because it's not sellable anymore, but I know that a lot of people still have it. Now we're going to take the Well Said because there are so many different sentiments on here, and we are going to use 3 different things so that it makes it quite difficult if you were looking to try and line it up. So we're going to have you. We're going to have, is it on this one? Make me smile. So that's on this one, make me smile, make me smile. We are going to then have, let's have it as a birthday card, because I did the other one as a birthday card. So we're going to have happy and we're going to have birthday. Okay, so if you look at those, if you were going to try and line them up, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. I certainly would struggle, and I know a lot of people would struggle, because you think you've got it straight and then it gets it a little bit wiggly. So again, let's use the window sheet. So if you put it right up in the corner, you can then put your window sheet down, or as I say, I'm using the Stamparatus sheet because it's quite thick and I still have it, so it's a good thing to use. So we pick that up. Now we think that we've got that straight, and I think it probably is, but I'm not 100% certain. So I can line it up on the grid, but if I just put it down like that, that's not particularly straight. You can see it's not particularly straight. However, what you can then do is you can just very gently slide your card so you can then get it a little bit straighter. Now I think that's a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to put the magnet in underneath, take the window sheet away, stamp it up and put it down, and you've got you on there. Okay, so the next one is going to be a little bit more difficult, because this one is going to be make me smile, and we want that to be as straight as we can. So I'm just going to clean the bit off the window sheet, and we are then going to clean this little bit off. Take that one off, and then we are going to have make you smile. Make me smile even. So let's line that up how we think that's going to go. I want a little bit of a space in between it, so about there. As I say, you can try and line it up with the grids, you can try and line it up with the top on there. In fact, if I take it off and I look at it, it looks perfectly straight on there. So let's just double check. Let's take our window sheet again, and we're going to just pop that in down on there and ink it up again. Stamp it on there. Now that's a little bit low. I think I want that to come up just a little bit higher. So let's just ease this card down a bit so we can have it up where we want it. So I think it needs to come down a little bit more. So I can ease it down and then just slide it up carefully so I can get it where I want it. There we are, that's better. Okay, so that bit's straight on there. So let's take that out again, ink it up. So we've got you make me smile. So let's clean both of those off. And as I say, I always find if I'm doing lots of, or trying to do some sentiments together, it's really, really difficult. It's easy with the photopolymers, but even the new clings, if you put your stickers on the back, I still find that I'm somebody that doesn't necessarily line my stickers up perfectly straight. So I do find that quite difficult. So let's make sure that's right up in the corner again. Put that down on there. Now we're going to have happy birthday. So let's make sure that that's where I want it. I want it just about in between because the birthday's quite big. So we'll put it down like that. And as I say, sometimes you line things up perfectly straight each time. But if you don't, this is a really good way of making sure, oh, actually, that's spot on. I'm happy with that. So I don't need to do any changes on that one. So let's just ease it up, put that in, and we can put the happy on. And as I say, sometimes you go perfectly and everything's straight, but it does infuriate me when you've got right to the end of doing a project and you do your sentiment and it's not straight and you go, oh my goodness, I wish I got that straight. So this is a very easy way of making sure that it's straight every time. Yes, it takes a little time, but if you're doing a pretty card and you want everything as straight as you possibly can, it is a great way of doing it. So let's put that window sheet in again. And again, anything that is clear and that you can wipe clean and use again, so you can get different thicknesses of, there are, you see that's completely off. That's not where we want it at all. So let's move this. We want this to come, got to move this card in, haven't we? Oh, that's going to be a bit difficult actually because I've got it right up at the top. So let's try and realign that one this time. So I'm going to take that off because that's not straight. So we'll have another go at lining this up. So because I've got it right at the edge, if I'd moved it across a bit, I could have wriggled the paper underneath. But let's make sure that that's up at the top like that. That's in there. And we want this just a little bit higher, I think. So just about there. Let's pop my magnet in. Now, as I say, I'm somebody who is not... See if that's as straight as I've got it on there. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm not somebody who necessarily does things in the right order each time, but I tend to be do things how that's better. Do things how a lot of us stamp. You know, it's all trial and error, and it's something that if you can find some little tips and techniques that will help, it works perfectly. So you now have some nice straight sentiments, and again they were 3 different sentiments. So even if I'd managed to put my my cling stamp on the back, which as I say, this particular stamp set is one of the annual catalogue ones, so it doesn't even have the clings on. So it's something that you can you know, you can use for all sorts of different things. And if you're somebody who doesn't put the stickers on, which at the moment I'm not putting them on because I do find that they are very, very sticky. And for me, I've always not put stickers on. So I'm sticking to that for the moment. But it means that you can line things up very quickly. And as I say, this is the Stamp-a-majig sheet. So you can see it's quite thick. But this is just a piece of just very thin window sheet. And as you can see on this, you can line up exactly where you want your words and do it that way as well. So it just saves you a little bit of time. So let's take this one out and I will then show you. So I can keep that, all of those things in there. I shall show you what I ended up doing with this because I wanted to do a birthday card for somebody and I wanted it to be quite fun. So the well said is something that I'm using all the time because there are so many different sentiments on there. You've got all sorts of sort of main sentiments like your birthdays and, you know, bride and groom, congratulations, sympathy, Father's, Mother's Day, graduations, anniversary, all of those things. Then you've got some little things for going inside. So you've got things like may the rest of your lives be the best of your lives, anniversary. Make me smile, which, as I say, I just love that. Then there's coordinating dies, which are the well-written framelits. And these are absolutely lovely. I really like them because you've got all of your words. So birthday and friend and love and happy and thanks. But you've got some lovely little flourishes, some little flowers, a butterfly, a heart, and some leaf flourishes, a bird, and then you've got other sentiments as well. So there's sympathy, and there's baby, and there's bride and groom, and so covers virtually everything card-wise that you can think of, or you can make it up by putting different pieces on. So what I thought, because we'd use the sentiments from here, let me bring the card in that I've finished, because I'm not going to show you all of this. What I did was I coloured this one in the blends, and the ones I used were these ones, which are the petal pink. So the dark and the light petal pink on there. I then took that little flower that I was turning around and telling you about and just popped it on each one of the little pigs, because I thought it made it look quite sweet. Put the little butterfly die in there, coloured it in with the blend, and then put some of our metallic pearls just in the centre to finish it off. So I think it makes a really pretty card. It gives you some different techniques to try. As I say, do try lining this up with window sheet or whatever. Your Stamparatus is your best friend for all sorts of things, and I use it all the time. If there's one piece of equipment that I can recommend in getting, it's the Stamparatus. You won't regret it, and it will become your best friend in stamping. So I will put links to all of those products down below, so please have a look at that. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do subscribe. Thank you so much to all my subscribers, because your comments and things are absolutely lovely, and I do appreciate and answer each one of them. And if you like it, please give me a little tick and press the bell, because that's your notification so you don't miss any of my videos. So thank you so much for watching me, and do look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.